I see everything.
Subaru Specialty Spices. You won't find them anywhere else.
Everyone hold hands. everything. Everyone hold hands. I see everything.